Alright, it's excellent time for part 6 and the final part in this 6-part video series. Pretty awesome, right? We're doing the cash flows. We're going to figure out the cash savings IRR summary. So, year 1, what do we have? We have a certain amount, but we're doing year 0 right now. So, for year 0, we have the equity investment. And I'm going to hard code that. And also, I'm going to put a negative in front of it because we want to make sure that value comes out as negative. And drag that down for all of them. Cash flows, we're going to have equal to after-tax cash flow plus the after-tax cash flow owned versus rent. Pretty excellent, right? So these values will have nothing in them because you got rid of the house at that point. For this, it will simply be equal to after-tax cash flow, absolute reference, and bring it down, equal to plus add equals absolute reference and it just keeps going on like this. It's a relatively easy process, just time consuming at this point in the game. You're adding the after-tax cash flow, the net cash flow from owning before sale, which is also an after-tax value. And you have you had your cost of renting and your cost of owning, and the amount by subtracting the cost of renting, the cost of owning from the cost of renting, you have that extra value there. So cash savings that you're getting from not renting, basically. It's not necessarily as tangible as some of the other values. It's more so this is what I saved by not doing this, not what you earned. But the value you save is sometimes even more valuable than what you could have earned. And last but not least, value 5. Gotta add to that. Beautiful. And it would appear I need to white this out. Put my bottom border and top border on. Those should actually, you know what? I'm gonna undo that. Just going to move this value to green, white that value, and excellent. Beautiful. Now the IRR at this point equals IRR in tab, and you can enter a guess value. Some of you may know. Is it really necessary? Not particularly, in my opinion. But excuse me. You will need to enter the actual IRR part of the equation though. It will not work all that well without it. Just going to recalculate this just to make sure. And I don't always get a monetary value, but how I had it done before. Oh yeah, it is 0. Go figure. I guess at the very minimum, you know you broke even, right? Not necessarily a bad thing to know. Kinda cool. Although, that would mean you had no actual required return at all. It's almost saying that it wasn't an investment at all. You were just simply doing something. Which in a sense, you almost are just doing something when you're renting. You have to live somewhere maybe, and if you look at it from an investment standpoint, you might want to make a return on everything you do. Therefore, hey, if you're going to live somewhere and pay money, you might as well make an investment on it. Now, with these different IRRs, I'm going to actually add a few decimal spots. And that actually shows 6.71. That makes a little bit more sense now. Having that dollar value there before was a little confusing, and I did not think that was particularly correct. So we disregard the whole 0%, all that. It is just 6%. So as long as you own this house for 2 years, if you sell it at the 2-year point, you can expect a pretty decent return, at least in today's economy anyways. And if you expect the rate of return to stay around what it is today, 6% isn't bad, especially not 6.7. 12, 14, 15, heck, that's amazing. Of course, you're talking, oh, there's this risk factor, that risk factor, and you got to take into account the housing market where you're going to be at. But all things considered, you really do have a pretty awesome return that you can expect. You know, you got to figure out the risk. It's always risk versus return, and so you got to try and calculate your risk that you're willing to take and the risk that's inherent. Now, if you wanted to print this out, and I'm going to just put my name on the top here. Then all you have to do is go to print preview, because you always want to print preview it. You don't want it to look foolish and then realize, oh, probably should have done something different. And now next page. Oh boy, that looks like it's not all that fun to read. So what we'll do is page setup, landscape, and we'll go and fit it to 1 page wide by 1 page tall. And that's how it would look. And if we keep it at portrait, okay, well, yeah, you could do that, but that's still a little bit small. So let's go and do it 2 pages tall. And at 2 pages tall, it did not want to work. So we'll go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way. It'll happen. Page layout, print area, set print area. Cancel. And what we'll do is we'll simply select this. And if you want, you could select the entire piece, and I'm going to once, and you could go ahead and print it that way, but again, that might be a little bit of a pain. So we'll go ahead and look at it in the page break view, see where exactly the page breaks are, what's going to be included, what's going to be cut off. And you can see before I actually set that range, so it's going to go and put everything on just one page. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and adjust it, and it'd just be a matter of doing a page break. You know, maybe right after the property data is not a bad idea. You know, we'll do it after the before tax cash flow. Break, insert a page break. Go ahead and select the whole piece. And we can see, because I already set the print area, that it wants to keep that same page print area. So we'll go back to normal once. Page break view. And we'll just drag up because it did not want to insert nicely. So now that would be page 1. And then you could go ahead and do another print preview. And of course, if you don't need all this, then feel free to stop at any time. I'm just going to keep going through different ways to print, and you can go ahead, drag this whole area down, drag it out more, whatever you really want to do. And I'm going to go to my page layout, print area, clear the print area, go to my print preview, go to my page setup, and I'm going to do my adjust. And now I have the two parts on separate sheets. And if I don't like how small it is, I might landscape it. And now get a little bit of a bigger image. Zoom in a little bit, see if you like it. Do 100% normal size. And all of a sudden it becomes much too large. So mess around with it a little bit, figure out where a good happy medium is, and it looks like 65 where I was at might actually be a really good number. Yeah, all fits on 2 pages. You can go and see the information you need, and you get a really nice looking document. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please have a great day. Thanks.